All right, we'll call the meeting to order. If we can stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Should I just go through them all?
I would just do it all, because you never know,
Yeah,
it
and then
might be
if-
online.
So, should I go up to
Doesn't hurt, yeah, it doesn't hurt. Let me do roll call first.
We got to do roll call first because we have a couple folks online, so.
So again, board members, please say here. We want to make sure we can hear each other, whether you're in person or online. So Wendy.
Here.
Kristen.
Here.
Gotcha, thank you. David G.
Here.
Annie.
Here.
Excellent, we gotcha. Tyler.
Here.
Christine told us she would not be able to make it tonight. Leslie.
Here.
Patricia.
Here.
Rebecca.
Yes.
Sean.
Yes, sorry.
Brian.
Here.
David T.
Here.
And Tom informed us he would be absent, and obviously our student reps finished up at last week's meeting. So Sean, I'll turn it back over to you.
Yeah, all right. We are going to do some recognitions of staff that are retiring and outgoing board members. So I think Rebecca and I will go up to the mic. I know that I see one here, but maybe there's some online. I don't know, but we'll do it anyway. So there are some, as you'll see, have been here a while. So I will start again. So the first one is Molly Zohoric. She's guidance, Reedfield Elementary. She was with us for 4.5 years. So thank you. Carolyn Watkins at Mount Vernon Elementary has been with us for 41 years. So Jenny Shaw, an educational technician, 26 years. Terry Mason, educational technician, 31 years. This gentleman is here, Lucian Lusky, leads groundkeeper maintenance, 30 years with the district. So. Next, we have Diane Hopkins, educational technician, 7 years. Dan Holman, middle school teacher, was with us for 23 years in the district. Donna Foster, she's here, executive assistant to the superintendent, 33 years with the district. Then we have Denise Churchill, middle school, high school technology integrationist, 36 years with the district. And then we have Mr. Aspinall, middle school teacher, who was with the district for 13 years. So we will make sure all these folks get their thank yous, but I just, on behalf of the board, and some of these folks either helped or taught my children, so personally, thank you, and thank you from the board.
And Mr. Roderick, just so you know, I totaled up how many years of experience. That's 245 and a half years of experience in our district, which is pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's going to be a big loss, and 141 years, I know what year that was. So. 1980. Then we have a couple outgoing board members. The first one, and she's not here tonight, is Christine Gatto Shea. She was with the board for a term, 3 years. And then I'm gonna miss her. I'm not gonna do this one, so she has to stay. But Rebecca Lambert has been with the board for 6 years, and she was vice chair. And I just want to say thank you for all your assistance and keeping me straight this last year, the last 2 years. So thank you. So that's it for tonight, so for these.
Tyler.
Oh, sorry, Tyler. Tyler's been with the board for 4 years, and he decided he wants to be a selectman as well, so it's nowhere near as exciting. Well, that's it for tonight. No one else is getting done, so I'm walking away.
We'll make sure she gets
Yep.
that.
And then you have the card.
Oh, yeah, I'll make sure they get those.
Perfect. Next up, we have citizens' comments. You'd like to, yep, go ahead, Ms. Rosen.
Good evening. My name is Jane Rosner, and while I'm a resident of the beautiful town of Fayette, Maine, I've been a student, a teacher, or a student parent here in RSU 38 for over half of my lifetime. I'm here tonight because I would be a hypocrite if I wasn't. You see, today in our final class, our students participated in a Socratic circle on the Declaration of Conscience by Maine Senator Margaret Chase Smith. They struggled with concepts around McCarthyism, fear as a nation, and simply doing the right thing. And twice our students quoted Mohammed Mossadegh, who is known to have said, "If I sit silently, I have sinned." They spoke about how an individual voice matters. Margaret Chase Smith is also known to have said the right way is not always the popular and easy way. Thus, my being here tonight, it would be much easier to be home, finishing up my grading, and that has a 6:30 deadline tomorrow morning. After all, I graduated as senior last night and was together with my family late into the night and ran a school-wide assembly today. I'm tired, and I'd much rather be getting things done and calling tonight early. Instead, I'm here tonight. The right way isn't always the popular or the easy way. This fall, the school board committed to working with the teachers' union to develop a survey. None of us will forget how last year ended and August began. On May 21st, 2025, the data was shared with the union membership. Last week, I listened to the board meeting to hear if you would be considering that data. It was not considered. I'm told that a conversation around the data is not scheduled for this week, and indeed that data is being stopped from being shared with the full board at the committee level. This is likely due to the same personnel issues that were included in the data last year. It's true, personnel issues are important to keep private. Thankfully, the board has mechanisms in place to have private conversations about personnel. This is called an executive session. It's not important that the conversation is public. It's important that the conversation happens, even if it isn't easy or popular. As a board, please consider addressing the staff data. I'd suggest an executive session where board members can see the scale data and read the comments of our staff. Then, with the administrative team, develop an action plan to address the data. Hold the board accountable by setting deadlines and checking in on the plan's progress. This work surely isn't easy, but it is right. The worst thing an administrative board can do is ask for staff voice and then make that staff voice disappear or sweep it under the rug. Such an action speaks loudly. It makes it clear that the staff voice is not needed, valued, or respected. Such an action erodes the trust of the staff in the board and in our administration. And once that trust is lost, it's wicked hard to gain back. This weekend, my 91-year-old grandfather said, "I ain't bashful to speak up when I can do good." I encourage you all to use your voice to do good here in RSU 38. Our students and staff are worth the discomfort of hard conversations that can prove to be opportunities for growth. Thank you for your time tonight.
Thank you. Okay, next, is there any other citizens online? No, no one online. I don't think anyone else here to speak. I'm not gonna walk to get that. All right, we will move on. Is there additions, adjustments to the agenda by the board or superintendent?
I have two. So number 6D, where it says, sorry, everyone, I forgot my glasses, appointment of first probationary contract teacher. If needed, the person we would like to recommend tonight is Chloe Allen. Will be a middle school team teacher on the Katahdin team for next year.
Middle school Katahdin, okay.
And then I also have a 6I, And that one will be approval of the Mount Vernon Elementary School paving bid. And that would be 6I.
And then I am going to add H, A, B, C, D, E, G, H, I, J. Yeah, J, I should know that. I wrote I don't know why I did that. J, I guess staff survey.
Okay.
Thank you. Any objections to that from the board members?
Is that going to be executive or public?
Nope, public. Thank you. All right, we are going to go to approval of minutes of June 4th, 2025 meeting.
I move we approve the minutes of June 4th, 2025 regular meeting.
Second.
Haven't been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Seeing no discussion, call for a roll call vote.
Wendy,
Yes.
Kristen,
Yes.
David G,
Yes.
Annie,
Yes.
Tyler,
Abstain, not present?
Leslie,
Yes.
Patricia,
Yes.
Rebecca,
Yes.
Sean,
Yes.
Brian,
Yes.
David T.
Yes.
Motion passes with one abstention.
All right. Acceptance of computation and declaration of votes.
I move that the computation and declaration of votes dated June 11th, 2025, and attached here to be approved.
Second.
Haven't been moved in second. We'll call for a vote. Discussion, sorry. I guess it passed and thank all the towns and everyone for all their work and support.
And that doesn't mean that we're feeling totally authorized to just go spend.
Right.
As we did in the budget process, we're being careful and trying to meet the needs of the students and the school community at the same time as we watch out for the whole community.
Yeah, that's a valid point, David. I think there's at least 9 school districts right now that are dealing with failed budgets. If you start at 4, Ken. I know of 9, there's probably more, but I did a quick Google search and there's at least 9 that failed. So thank you everyone for their work. I really mean that. All right, we will call for a roll call.
Okay, Wendy,
Yes.
Kristen,
Yes.
David G,
Yes.
Annie,
Yes.
Tyler,
Yes.
Leslie,
Yes.
Patricia,
Yes.
Rebecca,
Yes.
Sean,
Yes.
Brian,
Yes.
David T.
Yes,
Passes unanimously.
We'll do the next one, take it.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Approval of assessment warrants and installment schedules.
I move that the warrant for assessment of tax and the assessment schedule and notice of installments for each member municipality prepared by the treasurer for the fiscal year July 1st, 2025 to June 30th, 2026 be approved and issue in the form presented to this meeting, and that the treasurer be authorized and directed to deliver to each member municipality its warrant for assessment of tax and its assessment schedule and notice of installments.
Second.
Moved and seconded, discussion. So after all that, that's how the school gets their money from the towns. That's the Cliff Note version. All right, we'll call for a roll call vote.
Wendy,
Yes.
Kristen,
Yes.
David G,
Yes.
Annie,
Yes.
Tyler,
Yes.
Christy, sorry about that, Leslie,
Yes.
Patricia,
Yes.
Rebecca,
Yes.
Sean,
Yes.
Brian T,
Yes.
David T.
yes,
Passes unanimously.
All righty, we will take a 5-minute recess because we have a lot of paperwork to sign. The meeting will be back in order. It's nice outside. Acceptance of bids, appointment of first probationary contract teacher Chloe Allen, middle school Katahdin team.
I move to accept the appointment of first probationary contact teacher for the middle school, Chloe Allen, as recommended by the superintendent.
Second.
Moved and seconded, discussion? Seeing no discussion, we will call for a roll call vote.
Wendy,
Yes.
Kristen,
Yes.
David G,
Yes.
Annie,
Yes.
Tyler,
Yes.
Leslie,
Yes.
Patricia,
Yes.
Rebecca,
Yes.
Sean,
Yes.
Brian,
Yes.
and David T.
Yes.
So passes unanimously.
Alrighty. Authorize superintendent to file the proper necessary application forms to participate. Oops, I skipped the school bus.
bid.
We gotta sell the school bus. Acceptance of bid for sale of obsolete school bus.
I move to accept the bid for a 2009 International School Bus, number 16, in the amount of $1,000 as recommended by the superintendent.
Second.
Moved and seconded, any discussion? I don't know if obsolete's the right word to use from 2016, but,
No, it's a 2009.
oh, well, still,
Number 16.
easy, easy. But anyway, all right, we'll call for a roll call vote.
Wendy,
Yes.
Kristen,
Yes.
David G,
Yes.
Annie,
Yes.
Tyler,
Yes.
Leslie,
Yes.
Patricia,
Yes.
Rebecca,
Yes.
Sean,
Yes.
Brian T,
Yes.
and David T.
Yes.
Passes unanimously.
Perfect. Authorize superintendent to file the proper necessary application forms to participate in any and all selected federal programs for RSU number 38 and otherwise act as the authorized representative for and on behalf of the RSU 38 for the 2026 school year.
I move to authorize the superintendent to file proper and necessary application forms and to participate in any and all selected federal programs for RSU 38 and otherwise act as the authorized representative for and on behalf of RSU 38 for the 25-26 school year.
Second.
Moved and seconded, any discussion? Seeing no discussion, we will call for a roll call vote.
Wendy,
Yes.
Kristen,
Yes.
David G,
Yes.
Annie,
Yes.
Tyler,
Yes.
Leslie,
Yes.
Patricia,
Yes.
Rebecca,
Yes.
Sean,
Yes.
Brian,
Yes.
and David T.
Yes.
So again, passes unanimously.
All right. Authorize the superintendent to hire and accept resignations in consultation with the chair during the summer.
I move to authorize the superintendent to hire and accept resignations in consultation with the chair during the summer.
Second.
Moved and seconded, any discussion? Seeing no discussion, we'll call for a roll call vote.
Wendy,
Yes.
Kristen,
Yes.
David G,
Yes.
Annie,
Yes.
Tyler,
Yes.
Leslie,
Yes.
Patricia,
Yes.
Rebecca,
Yes.
Sean,
Yes.
Brian,
Yes.
and David T.
Yes.
Passes unanimously.
Perfect. All right, I, approval of Mount Vernon Elementary School driving work and paving.
I move to accept the bid from Cushing Construction LLC for the amount of $72,831.20 for the repair and paving services for the sidewalk and parking lot at Mount Vernon Elementary School.
Second.
Moved and seconded, any discussion? All right, seeing no discussion, it's great to see you. We'll be getting this done. I was out there and I saw this wonderful project that needs to be completed. So glad we'll be able to get it done this summer. All right,
All right. Wendy,
Yes.
Kristen,
Yes.
David G,
Yes.
Annie,
Yes.
Tyler,
Yes.
Leslie,
Yes.
Patricia,
Yes.
Rebecca,
Yes.
Sean,
yes.
Brian,
Yes.
and David T.
Yes.
So passes unanimously.
I did skip one. It was an informational certification committee annual report. It's in our packet. Take a read. A lot of great stuff going on. All right, the next one is J. I can't read my own handwriting. So I did want to address the staff survey, publicly. There's been a lot of emails and discussion going around about the staff survey, and I mean, I'm pretty transparent. Anyone can call me, reach out to me, come up to me anytime you want. There's nothing to hide, no hard conversations not to be had. I'll have any conversation with anybody, have a lot of conversations every day. The board would like to confirm that all staff and board members who needed to receive the report have and in fact received it and intend to use it for the stated purpose, to reflect and inform future actions and policy making by the board. To be clear, the Communications Committee worked with the Teachers Association to develop a survey to be conducted not as an evaluation tool. It was very clear this was not an evaluation tool, but to inform the board of the culture among all staff and highlight any areas of concern. It is my understanding, and Rebecca and I drafted this together, our understanding, that the administrators and those that need to receive this are taking a look at it. There has been things from the survey addressed, and that's what should be happening with a tool like this. If the board would like to develop a survey, they call it a 360 evaluation, we can have that discussion at a meeting in the fall and see if that's the direction the board wants to go in. 360 survey, I've learned about them, I spent a little time on this. It's where everyone participates in the superintendent's review, and because the review of the superintendent, if you don't know, is in statute on how it needs to take place. And we did do that this year, and we extended the superintendent's contract. So we can do that. We appreciate everyone taking the time to participate in this survey. There was a lot of interest in this survey compared to other surveys, and I can assure you that that information, I believe, and Rebecca believes, is being used in the appropriate use. So, thank you. With that, anyone have anything else? Yep, go ahead, David.
Basically, just to echo what Sean said, although as the public comments suggested, it doesn't necessarily look like we're taking it as seriously as some think we should. We take everything we hear seriously, whether it's one person speaking, a large part of the community in a survey speaking about various things, or we've often had groups of people that have come to our meetings, and hopefully you've seen that we do listen, we do respond, and as Sean said, these things are being looked at carefully and already being addressed in various ways. And so just to echo what you said, we're taking it very seriously, we're not ignoring it, but it's going in with everything else that we consider when we're thinking about district, the policies, and the things that we as a board need to take care of.
Thank you, David. Go ahead, Brett.
Yeah, I read through this and I like it. I think it's super helpful to have this, like Gene was saying. I don't know much, was it Socrates? Is that what it's Socratic?
Oh, that's okay.
Oh,
Mohammed, is that what you're saying?
no, your class today, well,
Oh.
Socratic, right?
Yeah.
Socrates from Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. But yeah, I think surveys like this are fine. I thought it was strange that we said we might talk about this in executive session because like you said, this is a public document. I got it in a public email. It's out in the wind. It's nothing to hide from. It's nothing to shy away from. These are just thoughts and ideas from a whole bunch of people. And I think it's important that people understand that, you know, it's been busy. We just got this, what, a week or so, 2 weeks ago. We were here until something like 10:30, 10 o'clock that one night, talking to principals. It was a really, really good time, well spent. And we just haven't really had time to talk about this. So I think the delivery of this is just unfortunate in terms of timing, because then it's the last meeting we have. We're losing a bunch of folks who have been on the board for a while, and the optics just aren't great, right, to say, oh yeah, we're gonna go look into it in August, you know. But I do believe we should look into it. I think it's great that we have a lot. I saw some recurring themes, but the one that recurred the most was communications. And it's the hardest thing. I think we were talking just quickly while we were signing documents that getting what folks are thinking out and clearly received by the listener is really, really difficult. And that's a challenge. The other part was HR, and as I understand it, we have an HR assistant person, but Kate's name was mentioned a number of times. I'm sure that'll be helpful in the central office too. So I think it gives us as a board some things to look at that we can take action on, then to try to free up some time to improve those communications downhill. But definitely same. I don't shy away from any of this. This is great feedback. This is excellent. And yeah, some of it's a little salty, but it's okay. A lot of it's really positive too. You take the good with the bad and move on. So I appreciate the work of the communications committee and the folks at the school who did this. This for my 2 cents. As far as the 360 review, I get one of those every year. I work for a board of 9 people. It's like a community thing. So there's like 15 people that review me every year, and every year they close the door, and I don't know if it's the last meeting, you know, if I take my plant home that evening or what. But it's a really, really great tool, and I like it, and I strongly advocate for it. And I think it's one of the best ways that you can learn about, you know, what your peers think of you, and try to get a sense of that and say, okay, I really do need to focus on that. And I think it's important that we consider it for next year. Good. So thanks for everybody for doing this. It's good.
All right, anything?
Sort of just bridging off of that, we've been talking about a 360 review for the board for some years now, and I'm disappointed.
Well, let's not get
we
hasty. I mean, that's a great idea. That's a great idea.
haven't. But that, and perhaps for the superintendent, let's discuss it.
Lead by example, exactly.
Yeah. All right, I think that's it. Motion to adjourn.
So
Second.
All right.